Good evening, folks. I'm back. I'm your host, Jack Remington, the Jack Remington NFL channel. I gotta make it a quick video here. Went 0 for 5 last week. I'm hovering near last place in the Fish Sangs Las Vegas Hilton Soup Simulator. Not good. 0 5. I thought I had a shot with the Philadelphia Eagles, the only favorite that I took, and took 4 underdogs. All 4 home underdogs lost. The last 10 home underdogs have lost against the spread. And I think in the last 3 weeks, they're 1 win, 13 losses. What do? Pick yourself up and you keep moving forward. You can't stop. Just real quick here, go over the losses. My saving grace is that on the picks for the pregame.com, the NFL sides and money lines. I did have the Eagles on the money line, so I didn't lose all 5. I lost 4 out of 5. But still, it's pretty bad. I had the Jaguars, Eagles, Panthers, Giants, and Jets. They all lost. Jaguars, I don't know what happened to them. They just shit the bed in London. They're in London again this week, and I almost took them again. But you know what? Maybe it's time to get off the Jaguars. New England, could they win that game? The Eagles, I mean, I really thought I had a shot with that. I mean, Cleveland is a dumpster fire. And Eagles were about to go up 13-0 when they kicked some, 42-yard field goal, whatever it was. And then Myles Garrett, who wasn't supposed to be playing, he was on the injured list, and we talked about that. He blocks a field goal when somebody picks up, runs all the way back, and next thing you know, instead of 13-0, it's 10-7. So, okay, but Eagles recovered, but they didn't cover the spread. Panthers, why did I pick them? They got destroyed. Giants, my God. They dominated the Bengals, outgained them 2.5 to 1. More first in everything. They were winning every aspect of the game, and he lost that game. And the Jets. Just end the season, Jets. I know they fired Robert Saleh. I knew all that stuff. We talked about it before. Just briefly touched it. I thought they would get it up for the Buffalo Bills, and Bills were kind of reeling. Bills were banged up, and Bills actually were in worse shape physically than the Jets were. But nope. What happens? Jets missed a couple field goals. Bills missed an extra point, which gave us a big edge and covered that spread. But no, that was the last miss they made. The Jets missed 2 field goals that I can remember seeing, and it was just a god-awful game. I think Rodgers is going through the motions. I think he's just going to get his money, and I think he realizes he's not going to do anything with his team. The team is broken, and they had the perfect chance to take over this division and win this division, but they just can't do it for whatever reason. Just end the season. What are we going to do this week? Okay, we're getting some line value here with the soup similar to contest from Fish Sang here. In the first game we're taking the Cleveland Browns +6. They're a home dog. They're playing the Bengals. I think the Bengals got some problems. When you look at the injury report, though, the Bengals only have 4 people on their injured list, and Cleveland still got up. And Myles Garrett's back on the injured list again. But I'm going to stop looking at the stupid injury list, because every time I rely on it, it just doesn't seem to work. Going back to the matchup, it's a division rivalry. Head-to-head, it's a mixed bag. Bengals beat them 31-14 last year, but Cleveland beat them 24-3 last year too. So it goes back and forth. Against the spread winner, Cincinnati, then Cleveland. Cincinnati, Cleveland, push. Cincinnati, Cleveland. I mean, it's a mixed bag. Cincinnati has the Philadelphia Eagles on deck at home. Are they looking ahead? Possibly. Cleveland's got Baltimore at home. Are they looking ahead? Possibly. But me thinks that they're probably going to both concentrate on this game here. I'm getting 6 points as a home dog. Home dogs, they can't lose every game, can they? We'll try to home dog one more time. Let's go to the next game. It's the Detroit Lions +1.5 at the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, this was a tough one to pick. The Lions looking pretty tough. Although they did lose that Asa Hutchinson guy, though. That hurts. But I'm still going to take the Detroit Lions +1.5. I know it's not much of a point spread. Just picking the winner, essentially. There's a couple 1.5s on this board here, and a couple 2.5s. I mean, I'm going to take the Lions. I think the Lions are going to do it. They're looking very impressive. I like what I'm seeing. I just think Minnesota's playing over its head. Their Cinderella is going to turn to the pumpkin. I'm not knocking Minnesota. I'm not saying they're a bad team or a mediocre team or a middle-of-the-road team. They're good. NFC North, with all 4 of the teams, the Bears, the Packers, the Vikings, and the Detroit Lions, this is the ultimate black and blue division. This is better than the AFC North of last year with Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, and Cincinnati. Every team was over 500. Well, this division here, this NFC North, is kicking ass. It's good for football, in my opinion. I've taken the Lions. Jared Goff. I was thinking Dan Campbell, the coach, has got something going here in Minnesota. I think they're just playing over their heads. Going to the matchups, Detroit, Minnesota. So we're losing some line value here. It's gone up to, it's now, as of right now, the filming time, it's Minnesota minus 2.5. But the soup line is fixed. When you go head to head here, Detroit's they won the last 4 out of 5. But before that, Minnesota's beaten them 5 times in a row. So we got a kind of mixed bag here. In the last 10 games, Detroit has on deck hosting Tennessee, so they're not looking forward to that. But the Minnesota Vikings, they're at Los Angeles. They're not looking forward to that. So they're kind of showing this game here. Looking at the injury report really quick. Detroit's only got 6 players, although Ragnow, the center, he says rest. Maybe he's going to play. Maybe. Minnesota's got a bunch of injuries on their list. I think Detroit's a healthier team. I think, and you know how I feel about Sam Darnold. This is the week he's going to turn into the pumpkin, and you're going to say, Jack, you were right. You tried to warn us. So we're taking the Detroit Lions. Going to the next game. Against my better judgment, I did catch some flack about this. The Rams were home. They've only won 1 game all year long. They're hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders getting 6.5 points. We're going to take it. The Rams should be favored over anybody. And I just think it's just too many points. Looking at this game, the Rams' record is 1-4. The one team they did beat, they came back and beat the 49ers in a kind of a miracle-type game. Vegas has got 2 wins. They beat the Cleveland Browns 20-16, and they beat Baltimore at Baltimore 26-23. A huge upset. They were down 10 points with 4 minutes to go, and they scored twice and beat the Ravens' ass. Head-to-head, they only play once every 4 years. The Rams have won the last 3. They've won the last 4 out of 5, going back to 2006. And the Rams spanked them 52-0 in 2014 and 20-0 in 2006. So they've skunked them twice. Maybe the Raiders might think about that a little bit. Injuries. Vegas has got twice as many injuries as the Rams, but you know what? The Rams are still banged up. I know Rams a couple people back, but how good are they going to be? What worries me about the Raiders is that they got that Crosby, the defensive end. He's injured his ankle. How effective is he going to be if he plays? But they say he's going to play, so we'll see. Going back to the stats, Las Vegas has Kansas City on deck. And they're at home. The Chiefs are coming to Las Vegas next week. Are the Raiders looking ahead? Possibly. The Rams are hosting Minnesota next week. Are they looking ahead? Possibly. So when you got 2 teams that might be looking ahead, take the 6.5 points. Because at overtime, you got a winner. Hope for the best. Let's go to the next game. This is a barn burner. This is one I should just watch and enjoy. But the 49ers are home and they're hosting the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl champion. The Chiefs are also unbeaten. So each conference has an unbeaten team. The Chiefs are getting 1.5 points. I'm going to take it. I just think Kansas City's good. I know I said they're not going to three-peat. No team ever has in NFL history, and it won't be this week, but the Chiefs are going to taste defeat, and they're not going to three-peat. They're just not. I'm willing to back up the truck. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I just think the Chiefs, their defense is playing well. The 49ers are up and down. Who would you rather have? Would you have Brock Purdy or would you have Patrick Mahomes? Let me word it to you that way. Maybe that'll sink some things in. The Kansas City's off the bye. Andy Reid used to be awesome off the bye. The last few years he hasn't been, but most of the time in his coaching career, he kicks ass for some. He has a good formula for the players coming out strong off after the bye. So Kansas City's 5-0. 49ers are 3-3. They are 2-1 at home, but Kansas City's 3-0 on the road. These road warrior teams are deadly. Head to head. And Kansas City's got their number. They've won the last 4. They've won the last 6 out of 7. Going back to 2006. A couple of these on this chart here, they're Super Bowls. I just think the Kansas City is gonna do it. They got 5 people on their injury report, and one of them is Jay Smith-Schuster's wide receiver. He's even questionable. He's probably going to play. 49ers, they got 16 players injury list, and Deebo Samuel is on that list. I think he's going to play. He's got an injured wrist, but they got some people on here that not good. The cornerback C. Ward's got an injured knee. The kicker has got an ankle. I mean, You got to have a kicker. Some teams have the other team's number, and I just think Kansas City's got the 49ers number. 49ers have regressed. The Super Bowl loser effect. I'm going with Kansas City Chiefs. And the last game, it's a Monday night game. It's New York Jets at Pittsburgh Steelers. And we have the New York Jets are favored. Well, right now it's 1-0, but we're getting 2 points on Fish Tanks contest. We're going to take the 2 points. We're going to take the Steelers plus 2. And I think the wrong team is favored. I think Pittsburgh should be favored by a couple points. But what do I know? I went 0 for 5 last week. I'm hovering last place. This is week 6. I got 9.5 wins. I've never finished below 500 in my life. And I stand on finishing 250 or less percentage-wise. I mean, this is horrible. I'm going to turn it around. I'm not going to give up. The Jets just end the season. They disappoint me so much. They're fade material. I know they got Aaron Rodgers, but who the Jets can have on deck, they got at New England. His salary trounced 24-3 at New England a few weeks ago, so they're not looking ahead to that. How about the Steelers? They're 4-2. They're 1-1 at home, but they're 3-1 on the road. But this is a home team, a home underdog. They got the New York Giants coming in next week, so they're not looking forward to that. I should say they're not looking ahead to that. So both teams are going to concentrate on this game. If you go to head-to-head, Jets beat them the last 2 times. They've won the last 3 out of 4. But before that, Steelers won 3 in a row, and the Jets won 2 in a row. So we got a mixed bag here. Looking at the injuries, they both got close to the same amount. T.J. Watt says injured, NIR, rest. Harris, running back's got injured ribs. But I'm not liking this Pittsburgh Steelers injury list. And look, the Jets, Aaron Rodgers is on the list. He's got an ankle injury, so he says. I just don't like how the Jets are playing, and their defense is not what it once was. They've regressed. Everybody, their dead great-great-grandmother knew that Josh Allen was going to do a keeper and run. They weren't going to take a chance on passing that ball when neither team's got timeouts left. It's going to stop the clock, and then he ran and got the first down pretty easy. It looked like an easy run. It looked like it was set up. Something wrong with the Jets. It's more than this Robert Saleh guy. It's more than Aaron Rodgers. I think just the team is just end the season. We'll take the Steelers. We'll take Tomlin as a home dog. He's got a pretty good record as a home dog. I don't know if we're getting 2 points, but so what? That's it. Oh, and the Mush game. Eddie Mush got his game right last week, so I went against him. He had the Bengals and had the Giants, and he beat me. And it's all I heard all week long how he beat me at work. Oh, my God. So the Mush's game this week, he's got the Jets. He's going against me again. He thinks the Jets, they should have won last week, and blah, blah, blah. I know. You know how Mush is. $5 friendly bet between men. And he does pay. He doesn't stiff anybody. So we'll see. Running down really quick. Got the Browns plus 6. Home dog. Lions plus 1.5. Raiders plus 6.5. Chiefs plus 1.5. And another home dog, the Steelers plus 2. So we'll see where we go. I got to go to work tomorrow. I got to go to the bank. I got a lot of shit I got to do. Oh, I have my Barbary Coast hat. I won a storage auction probably, I want to say 20 years ago. And they had this box, Stardust shirts, Stardust hats, and Barbary Coast hats. And I'm selling them on eBay. I'm doing okay. I'm keeping some for myself. And I used to have a good time at the Barbary Coast. I used to go every week for the football when I was doing the football every week. I got a couple clowns on pregame.com. I'm thinking about see if I can get some football action out of these guys. I mean, they're clues for some other things. They're going to be clues for the football too. See if I can take advantage of that. Thank you, players. Good luck. Long live the NFL. Always great day to be an American, despite what the communists and Marxists on pregame.com say. I can't believe they're voting for Kamala Harris. I just can't believe it. But it's a free country. And until they vote the Marxists in, then it won't be a free country. They don't think like that. Take care, fellas. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.